I'm Matt Barmore from ICO Commercial, and you're tuned in to Only Roofers Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Only Roofers Podcast. We're here with Matt from IKO. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Matt.
Well, I want to first acknowledge that I'm wearing a mask.
Yes.
But for the purposes of the interview,
Perfect.
so that I can be heard properly,
he has a face.
I'm going to remove it and show my face.
There we go. All right. So give us a little background on yourself, Matt.
Yeah, so I started construction when I was 16 years old. First job I ever had was roofing. At age 16, helping roofing projects. Stuck with that through high school and college.
Okay.
Was in the Air Force for a while. Then
nice. Thank you for your
service. Thank you. You're welcome. And I worked with Firestone Building Products. Loved working there, and great company, great products. Learned a lot about roofing with them. Then went into vegetative roofing, green roofs. And now I've been with ICO for the last 2 years, helping start their commercial line in the United States.
Nice. So let's get a little into that. Let's jump into product and materials and so on.
Sure.
We're early in 2022. What do roofers have to look forward to, and what's coming future? What is solar and integrated? Give some ideas of what we got looking on the future.
Okay, well, hopefully we're all going to be looking forward to and enjoying more supply. That's, of course, that's the buzz of the whole show. Is
yes.
How's your supply? How's it going? That's a struggle for the whole, everything in construction, but especially roofing. Certain products that are necessary for attachment especially are hard to come by. But what we're all hoping is happening is, even though prices are still escalating, it looks like the supply lines are going to be getting better over the next 18 or 24 months.
Okay.
So for this year, it's still going to be tough. I think we have some more plentiful supply to look forward to in probably 2023.
Okay.
Not so much this year.
So not much change this year, but 2023.
I think.
So light at the end of the tunnel is what you're trying to tell me.
Well, that's only my personal crystal ball, but I think so.
Okay.
I think
you are the manager at IKO, so we'll take that to the bank.
And of course, what they look forward to is IKO's product. We're excited about our TPO coming into the market. Today's our actual first official day.
Launch day.
Of launching.
That's amazing.
That's
Congratulations.
Right. Thank you.
Talk to us about it then.
Yeah, it's called Innovi TPO. The Innovi name was pulled out of the word innovation. So we see our product as performance innovation. TPO is sort of a commodity product in roofing now.
Yes.
All the major manufacturers have outstanding TPO products. So when IKO went into it, we decided what do we need to do to be innovative and ahead. And so we came up with a couple of different things that we've worked into the compound that help us be, first, more flexible. Okay. It's a very flexible TPO. Sometimes TPO, just by nature, can be a little bit boardy.
Yep.
So we made it flexible from day one, which it's just easier to work with, easier to get up a wall, easier to flash with, easier to cut. It helps save roofers time on the job.
Time is money.
And then the other thing we did, I can't really show you for the next 20 or 30 years because it's our weathering package. We have a highly robust weathering package. It's called Matrix.
Okay.
It's very unique in the industry. No one has the exact weathering package we do. It's pretty advanced chemistry.
You'll tell me off air?
There's a price to everything, Vince.
Okay, cool.
So possibly, yeah.
All right, I have a chance. Thanks, Jack.
Good. So that's our product line. We make it's a full system. We have a TPO, accessories, insulation, fasteners, adhesives.
Okay, so what differentiates IKO from the other players in the market?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're the little guy right now. And the little guy always tries hard, right? The little dog barks the loudest. And so as the little guy, we're able to be a little more nimble. We're able to be a little more flexible, just, again, because of our small size and starting. Of course, IKO is not a small company.
No.
And not a new company to commercial. Actually, IKO started in commercial roofing decades ago. We just are completing our company's 70th year celebrations.
Congratulations.
But in the States, and with this program in single ply, we are brand new. So I think that can help set us apart.
Do you find there's that helps you differentiate yourself a little bit more, as well as being a new player in it, so you're bringing new perspective, not sort of sticking to, kind of the same monotony of, just let's put out another product this year, just to put something out there, say we did something new, where you're actually trying to really change industry?
Yeah, we are intentionally trying to be innovative. And we think that's a position that we can take and take well. The company has a long history of making extremely sound business decisions. And we feel that combined with the the sort of long-term thinking and humility that ICO comes to the market with innovation, has no other course to take but to be very successful.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
So I meet different people in this show,
Yeah.
all different ways of life, from installers to owners to sales guys.
Sure.
And the one thing that I've gotten a lot from sales guys, and but more than anything owners, was pricing, right? And it's not about cost, how much it is or so on, it's the time they have to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Right? They don't get a lot of time to adjust to it.
That's right.
I don't know if that's really manufacturer side, if that's distributor side, and so on. What are things that we can, is there something that at a manufacturing level, distributors and then companies can look forward to that can maybe help change that? Because it's something I hear all the time. So maybe me, as I'm just a vocal point
An
right here, advocate right
yeah.
here, how can we make that better?
Yeah, it's pricing's driven by so many angles, and as the market moves, as a manufacturer, you kind of have to move with it. The difficulty that roofers have encountered recently for manufacturers in the last year and a half has been that the speed and the frequency of price increases has been beyond their roofers' ability to really get ahead of
Correct.
on their jobs and their quoting.
Right.
And so it's put some roofers in some bad spots.
Yes.
And I think some roofers have had some very legitimate complaints about the industry not maybe communicating.
Forecasting.
The problem the industry's had is our supply prices just changed and our costs just changed so rapidly that just to try to stay ahead of it and not start losing money, it became difficult for the manufacturers too. I think like anything, like any business relationship or personal relationship, communication is so key. So I think as manufacturers, it's on us to communicate as early as we can and as specifically as we can about when that price increase will happen and what it'll be, and then stick to it for as long as we can. I know everybody tries, but I think increasing that communication will help. Roofers are also, they're good business people, and when you tell them the reason why something's happening,
They understand.
Yeah. They run their own company too.
I think it's really just more about
on.
forecasting, right?
When
you get hit every 30 days with another one, it's like, let me just tell all these customers, like, I'm giving you this price today, but in 10 days it could change, so just be on the weary. And it's just, I think as a sales guy, me personally, I sell, it's hard sometimes, it's constantly changing, and to tell somebody, like, here's my price, but hey, it may change in a couple days.
You're right.
Like, that's sometimes hard. So
that's a tough
do you think there's something at a manufacturing level that roofers can get a forecast of where things may be projecting a little bit better?
Possibly. That would mean manufacturers trying to forecast ahead of some of their own forecasts that they receive from supply. So that can't always work. But again, I think communication. As manufacturers, we just need to continue to be more proactive and tell folks as early as we possibly can, and to be as specific as we can every time. It's not always helpful to say it's going to be X percent. That may give a roofer a window, but it's more helpful to say, here's our price list.
Right.
So, getting that, I think, as ahead as early as we can is just going to be good for everybody.
I think, like you said, information and communication is great. I just think there's always that lack of that, right? Maybe not from IKO, but I feel like only from the complaints. I'm not a roofer, so it's only from what I hear. What are the things that you can see better in the industry, and I hear a good amount of times, not every single one, is like, I wish that pricing would just kind of either stabilize, or I understand it, or I get some heads up, not price change.
It's difficult.
So it starts to get hard for them. So
it takes money off their table, and that's not. Because
a lot of times they probably eat it or split it, or go out and try to sell the cell they already sold.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's up 10% more, and now they have to sell that job again.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
What are some things early on in 2022 we are right now? What are some things that roofers on the other side of those cameras can look forward to from IKO, but also the industry? You have an insight that a lot of roofers don't have as a manufacturer. What are things that the industry can look forward to?
Yeah, a couple of things I think are really interesting in the industry right now. One, I think, is the growth of vegetative and green roofs and how they can be used in conjunction with solar. They keep the solar panels cooler, so they operate more efficiently. Even just a 1% increase in efficiency in solar is major. I mean, that brings so much more power. So I think the combination of course, an ICO TPO roof,
of course,
or someone else's, but probably ICO, with a green roof on it and solar over it, solar panels over it. That to me is just an amazing combination. You've got the longevity of a single ply roof. You've got the all the benefits of a green roof. You cool down the space over the building. You're handling stormwater so much more effectively, and then with the solar combined, you're keeping the solar cooler and it's running more efficiently. That to me is very smart use of a rooftop. And I think roofers would have then potential to dip their toes in those other areas, to not just bring the membrane and the roofing system, but also integrate in the green roof and solar as well as part of their offering to their customers. To me, that's an expander for a good roofer. And that's a way for them to grow their own slice of the pie on every roof.
Gotcha.
More dollars per square foot on every roof for them.
Love it.
And then, of course, we're all seeing consolidation in the roofing industry right now. Some of the big moves that have happened with roofing companies buying waterproofing companies and how that's gone, and
Buying solar companies.
and buying solar companies, and those are risks.
And solar
for-
companies buying roofing companies.
Those are risks for all those companies to do that. But it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of partnerships and synergies that pulls into.
Yeah.
Not only just manufacturers that are doing it, but also for the roofers. I mean, that's a few fewer calls to make because it's, I've got my waterproofing and whatever. In our case, we've got residential and commercial all in one company.
Right.
So there's some synergies there that we can offer. So I think those kinds of consolidations and offerings are pretty exciting.
No, that is really exciting. So last thing I'll lay off, we don't do this a lot, but you're a big manufacturer. Give us a little bit on the other side, what IKO brings to the table and what they can look forward to.
Okay, yeah, sure. IKO's announcing today, launching our TPO line, and we're super excited about Innovi TPO. We're launching sort of in a graduated way geographically, but we have a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility that's doing a wonderful job in turning out both TPO and ISO, and we're looking forward to making a few really big steps in the industry this year.
Great. Well, Matt, I really appreciate you for having on. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, guys. Only Roofers Podcast. Catch you again.